A to the K.
To the K.
To the K.
We're here to rumble. 2024 Men's Royal Rumble prediction. So we figured it's not time yet.
You made that sound like the men are predicting. That's what's happening here.
What I mean,
Sponsored by Snickers.
why Snickers? It was the
I don't
Yorkie
know,
that was
some
not for
nuts.
girls. Okay, fair play. Anyway, sorry for all.
Well, no, Yorkie, yeah. Do you remember that, Brandon?
Yeah.
It's not for girls.
Yorkie is a chocolate bar over here in the UK.
Do they not have them in the States?
I doubt it.
They have Snickers, though.
Yeah, they have Snickers.
Yeah, because WWE... That's kind of linked. WWE use them all the time, don't they?
Okay.
Not you and
we'll
you.
do that. True. But we figured it's not time to predict, like, we don't know all the matches yet. So we thought what we do know is there's going to be a men's Royal Rumble and a women's Royal Rumble. So this video is talking specifically about what we expect to happen in the men's 2024 Royal Rumble.
Okay.
So, what do we know so far, Anthony? We know that there's 2 matches announced, right? So people who aren't going to be in the
Production
Rumble.
value on this is great.
Thanks. People who aren't going to be in the Rumble, unless they lose the match and somehow enter the Rumble anyway, if this match is somewhat on the card, because you never know. But we know Roman is going to be in a fatal 4-way with AJ, LA Knight, and Randy Orton.
It's AJ.
Yes. So we would imagine those 4 are not going to be in it.
No, and AJ and LA Knights are going to take the loss.
Probably. Yeah. Well,
Sorry.
What will Randy Orton do?
RKO every motherfucker around.
We also know Kevin Owens won the tourney to face Logan Paul for the US title. So again, feels weird Logan Paul not being in a Rumble.
Solid move this, though, because KO is going to put him over so much in that match. It's going to be great. I mean,
No, it'll be good.
Yeah. And like you say, it'd be weird him not being in a Rumble, but
it will. Who's Ricochet gonna, mid-air crossbody now?
Was that a crossbody or did he just kind of go?
You're gonna
like smack. It's like, was that a move or did you just kind of hit into each other?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe Ricochet will go for it and realize, like mid-air, that there's no one there.
Yeah, that'd be quite a funny thing, actually. Or like it's Otis or something. It's like Otis just doesn't jump from Ricochet.
If Otis gets that kind of air, I would be so impressed. Never mind Logan and Ricochet. Otis got that kind of air from the top rope. That'd be so.
Fucking hell, though, Ricochet would fucking bounce into the fucking rope.
He's dead.
So we know Logan Paul and KO will not be in it. Well, so what do we know in terms of who is in it though? There's now 5 because Mackie Baby, Drew McIntyre with his big swinging sword, has
the Big Mac, as we call him.
Yeah. So that now makes CM Punk, Shinsuke, Drew, Bobby Lashley, and Cody Rhodes, which is 4 decent guys in there.
It is, except I'm looking at that right now going, well, Shinsuke and Lashley are just...
That's why
they're going to go over the top rope, aren't they?
That's why I said 4 decent guys in there.
I'm sorry.
I'm giving Bobby some cred.
I'm not.
You can work out who the one who isn't.
All right, I know you've got a Shinsuke issue. But I don't even give Bobby the credit. Like, obviously, he's not winning. He's a talented dude, but he's just like you get to a point with certain rumbles, and you go, well, we know who's not going to win.
Well, exactly.
And I'll be honest, Drew's getting close to being on that list. I don't think you got Punk and Cody both in the rumble. I can't see Drew winning.
I mean, I know I'm biased, but I would not be mad if Drew won. Just saying.
I wouldn't be, but from a booking point of view, you go, well, I can't see them going, well, Punk and Cody both lose in the rumble, and Drew wins. Like, it just doesn't feel like it's going to happen.
Does it? But these are the 5 that have been announced, right? These are people that you just probably are going to be in it, right? So Dirty Dom will be in it.
I think you need a Dirty Dom, like, being dealt with so quickly. It's funny moments.
Yeah. Like, the fans just want to boo him, don't they? He'll come down. He'll be, to be honest, he'll be the kind of guy who's like the fucking Iron Man. He'll just be like hugging the bottom rope for most of the match and will somehow be in like the final 4.
So there'll be 1 or 2 scenarios I'd be happy with. Because, by the way, Dirty Dom, I think they've done a fantastic job with him, that to the point that he's like, it's enjoyable to dislike him at this point. And I feel like it's either going to be comically quick, his entrance and exit of the Rumble, or, as you say, he's going to somehow find himself at the end and be like,
how the fuck's this happen?
Even he's surprised by that.
Yeah. So Dom will be a good shout. Gunther, he's back next week. Obviously, he's just had a kid, so he's had a couple of weeks off. So he's back next week. There's no IC title match planned as of now, but there might be. So he may not be in it, but if he is in it, he was like, it was him and Cody last year, wasn't it? And he had a great run. So I think he would be another top contender. You then got main event Jey Uso, who's
because his nickname is now main event, even though he's nowhere fucking
never been in the main event. Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely going to put him in it, and they're going to make it seem like he stands a chance when he fucking doesn't.
Yeah.
Kofi, I want them to continue the Kofi run of
Fucking
failing
it
now.
up. Yeah.
Like, I think that needs to be the new thing.
Yeah. It's one of like if he fucks it up again this year, he just needs to. It's you know what I mean.
Like, no, I want him to keep I want that to be the new trend. Every year he tries to save himself and fucking fails. I think they just need to lean into the fact that it failed the last couple of times.
Yeah. To be fair, yeah. But I think you said like, should he even be in it anymore now? Or if he's going to do that and make some kind of funny thing around failing, getting back in, I think that could work. As we said, Ricochet is going to try and crossbody someone, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Austin
Could
Theory,
it be you?
Austin Theory makes sense, unless him and Grayson Waller do something. I put Grayson Waller in the background there; he'll probably be involved.
Yeah.
I've also got DIY. They may end up doing something for the tag titles.
I forgot they were.
Because I was kind of like, would you stick Damian Priest and Finn Balor in here because they're the tag champs at the moment? But
maybe
it might be DIY that they face. But that's why I put them on.
I mean, Damian Priest would be greedy entering, wouldn't he?
Well,
like, you've already got a contract.
Exactly.
Have you heard that rumor, by the way, that the contract's not been in the briefcase for some time?
No. So where is it?
Who was it? I think the suggestion was Sami Zayn, when he robbed the briefcase, actually got the contract out of there.
All right.
So he's been walking around with an empty briefcase. That might actually be fun.
The rules are very... Like, what are the rules with this thing?
I would love real life rules to work like they do in WWE, where it doesn't matter who the contract's for.
Yeah,
if you could get hold of that bad boy, you saw it. I would be the CEO of so many companies.
In which case, though, why do you carry around that big suit? Why, if it's just about the contract, why can't you just fold the contract up, stick it in your pocket, you don't have to carry around a super fucking briefcase everywhere?
Well, I mean, they've already done this, haven't they, where you go, Otis, like, they tried to get the briefcase off Otis and it was his lunch in there and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're fast and loose with it, but at least it'll make it interesting if he goes to cash in and they open the briefcase and there's no contract there and he's like, what the fuck?
Well, it would, but they've never ever opened the briefcase before either. So it's like,
I mean, that is a fair point.
It'd be very weird now.
This
like,
is the contract, this thing.
You know, like that just...
Yeah. But imagine they ring the bell, they go through it, he wins, and then they go, well, actually, the contract's not even here.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
And he gets to take it off him again. That would be funny.
It would be.
I think they could do something with it. I like that rumour.
Okay, so there might be something there then. Carlito, throwing him in because he's done nothing since he's come back, so he'll probably be in it. Will we see the rest of the Bloodline in it? Because I think we have this conversation every time. Why would they enter it? So that other people don't challenge Roman, or so that they can challenge Seth? Or
I think, I mean, you could do both, couldn't you? Because if they enter it and win, they're keeping people away from Roman and can cash in on Seth.
Yeah.
Like, arguably, if you had Jimmy and Solo, like, there's always that potential of like, okay, the deal was cash in on Seth, but are they going to, or are they going to surprise everyone? So you could get that kind of shit going on.
Yeah, I think if both Usos enter it, then we'll probably get some sort of thing there, which might again set up something down the line at Mania.
They separated now. One of them's called main event, but they're both still on the same level, so it doesn't really matter.
You know what? Like Jay's a bit of a twat, really, because he stole Jimmy's yeet catchphrase and then went over and started calling himself main event Jay, and it's like, hang on a minute, fella.
Yeah. I kind of get why Jimmy's like, you know what, I'm just going to go back to the Bloodline.
Yeah, to be fair. But, yeah, so I've stuck Carrion in here as well. I've stuck Santos Escobar.
I could very much see Carrion and the Authors of Pain rocking up and them maybe dominating for a little bit. Authors of Pain sort of controlling the situation for Carrion and stuff. I think it'll establish them as a faction a little bit. So I could see that. I think that'd be realistic. All three of them.
So there's like, what, that's like about half of the roster of the Rumble there?
Gonna get into the surprises.
Well.
Oh.
Kind of. So.
They're not surprises.
We may see some surprise returns. And what I mean by this is people who are currently sidelined with an injury and things like that. So Sami Zayn, we haven't seen him in ages. So
he's been around, hasn't he? He just hasn't.
But not for a few weeks. So I don't know. I'm not too sure what the reason was, whether it was just like he was injured and he had to take some time off or what. But Sammy could come back for this. Sheamus, another one. He's not been around for a while. It seems like Butcher's gone. So Ridge Holland's gone back to NXT. Butcher's now tagging.
You've injured too many people, Ridge. Sorry.
Butcher's tagging with Tyler Bate. So what does Sheamus do? Sheamus could be there.
That's what he always does. Hammer people.
Rey Mysterio as well. So he was around. And then he had the thing with Santos, and he wasn't really injured, was he? He was just...
No disrespect to Rey. I don't want him in the Rumble.
Yeah.
I don't think he needs the Rumble.
No.
It'd just be a waste of an entrant because he doesn't need the winner.
I think it's more just like whenever someone returns, it's a bit of a surprise pop, isn't it?
But he hasn't been gone long enough for it to be a surprise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
You'd be like, oh, okay.
Braun Strowman is apparently...
That would be reasonable.
Yeah, he had that concussion. He's been posting lately saying that he's kind of cleared or he's pretty much there or thereabouts. So
what's he know? He's still concussed. He's not making any sense.
He's typing on his phone, smashing his big fat.
You haven't even seen the doctor yet.
Exactly. Sorry. And then again, Big E. So this one is...
He looks so smug in that picture.
Oh, yeah.
He's coming back. Look at him. He knows what he's doing.
Again, I think Kofi was the guy that said he's been cleared now. But last time Big E spoke about it, he was like, oh, he may never wrestle again kind of thing. So I don't really know. I kind of feel like we won't see this. But you never know.
What if we get Kofi getting thrown out of the ring and being saved by Big E, who was under the ring the whole time?
That could work. But is he an entrance or is he just there to save?
Just saves him, and that's like a little introduction to me and back.
That'd be good. I'd like to see that. To be fair, because he won't win it even if he
or
comes back.
Kofi's trying to save himself, and then Big E's music hits, and he's in that much shock that Big E's back at the Rumble that he fails.
Let me start some kind of New Day in fighting going on. Yeah, maybe. But yeah, so these are the kind of contenders I think of people who could come back who are on like the injury list. So,
yeah,
is there any of them that you think is more likely than the other?
I quietly hope Big E is a strong contender for this. Like, I hope that they're low key. Like, yeah, he's good to go, and they're just keeping it quiet because that'll be a good pop. That, you know.
Yeah, I think Sammy might be the most likely. I also want to see Sheamus be the guy to dethrone Gunther. I know people want someone else to do it, but he's never done it. He'd have to be an IC champ.
Yeah,
and he'll be a Grand Slam champ if he does it.
It'd be great. I think you got to give him the Grand Slam, and he'd be a great candidate to dethrone Gunther. And Gunther can move on to the main roster, where there's just not real much talent in the main roster.
Exactly. Yeah, they're struggling, aren't they?
Exactly. Yeah, need them in some top guys.
So yeah, they're the injured people that we could get to see come back. Surprises. Well,
I like the ones you've thrown up here.
Out of left field.
So good shit.
X-Pac gets rumoured fucking every year, doesn't he? Right?
Okay, but we need the X Factor music.
What do you think? I still can't get over the fact that Red Hot Chili Peppers were going to make him a song.
I love that story.
I want Uncle Cracker.
Was it Van Vliet when he told that story?
It was Van Vliet,
he wants Uncle Cracker. I love the fact that he can laugh about it now. That's so funny.
I know. It's like the most X-Pac thing.
I mean, Uncle Cracker, like, Follow Me's a banger. Like,
yeah, and everything will be all right, you know. But do you think we'll see X-Pac this year?
Yeah, I think he's been good to wrestle for a while, and I think they've teased or talked about it in the past, and it just hasn't panned out. I think this will be the year for Pac.
Yeah,
X-Pac. Sorry, there's a Pac.
A Bastard Pac is there? That would be a hell of a crossover. But yeah, I think
X-Pac versus Pac.
He's ready, isn't he? People want to see him there. Triple H is in charge now, so
yeah,
could do. Gene Snitsky, next one I want to throw out that yet because we saw him backstage.
We had a random appearance from Gene.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a thing with Chelsea. Was it Chelsea Green? A little backstage segment. So he's around WWE and he's back wrestling again. So
I mean, if he doesn't show up at the Rumble, I'm sure it wouldn't be his fault.
Well, exactly. So yeah, I wouldn't say that's impossible. Chris Masters is apparently wanting a return.
What's the crack with Chris lately? I haven't heard from him in a while.
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh, Chris, what's going on?" He just didn't get back to me.
He's in NWA. I think he's basically open. His stance is he's improved a lot since he was last with WWE. He's worked on his character. He's worked on his wrestling.
What has he worked on the Master Lock?
Oh.
And if he does come back, are we going to get Bobby versus him?
Maybe. But we want to, apparently he wants people to see the new version of him. So whether WWE make the call, I do not know.
It's like, I've got long hair now.
Didn't worth carrying. Shave it. And also former friend of the show, former guest of the show.
What happened?
Sorry, don't mean that, Ken. We love you still.
That's it. Delete my number. It's like, no. What did you do, Carl?
Former guest of the show, and our friend Mr. Kennedy, Ken Anderson himself. He's back taking bookings. He's wanting to do more wrestling this year.
Just for the entrance alone, I would love for him to rock up.
Just imagine that. Mister. I think people would fucking pop for that. And I would. As we know, when we interviewed him, we asked him that question, would he? And he'd he wouldn't say no.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Well, he did say that actually. He said he'd definitely think about it. So
I don't know
Which, in other words,
how vague our question.
yes.
Would you? I was like, I wouldn't say no. That's how the question went.
Basically a summary of our show. So yeah, any of them? Who do you think's most likely X-Pac?
I think X-Pac. I think this is X-Pac's year.
Yeah.
I know there'll probably be a couple of surprises, but I think X-Pac is definitely going to rock up.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we haven't had a Rumble with loads of surprises in a while. But I kind of feel like the roster's so big and so star-studded, it kind of makes sense not to.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you keep it balanced, don't you? Because
it's still one of my favourite things.
The question always happens, though, doesn't it? When people do rock up, you go, is this them back for the Rumble, or are they back for like a while? Or what does this mean? And you're like, calm down.
Yeah.
You know, with ones like X-Pac, I would be like, okay, he's back for the Rumble. Can't see it.
Exactly.
Can't see it being like maybe a couple of weeks after, but I can't see it being like a big thing.
Yeah.
So I think ones like that, where it's nice to see them, you know.
See them nice. Yeah. Which then brings us on to...
Who's that?
What about some other big names that we could potentially see? Matt Cardona.
I mean, he certainly never ruled it out, as he said, like, you know, he'd always do business.
Every year around the Rumble time, he teases it and all that kind of stuff. His wife is in the company.
He's a massive tease.
You know, he's done everything he probably needs to do on the indies. He's
the thing is, he deserves to be treated like a bigger deal than they will treat him. That's the only thing I'll say. And it's obviously his choice, and he may rock up, but he should be a bigger deal. And they're going to go, well, we want you to be a jobber again, because we've got enough big deals in this company. Yeah. So I just don't know. I think he should just carry on being king of the indies, personally. But
I mean, it's one of them. They might stick him with like a US title run or an IC title run. I don't think he's getting anywhere near.
Maybe dethrone Logan. That could work. Both reality stars, like.
Yeah. Yeah, well, exactly. There's something there to play off, isn't there? But I don't know. I still don't think it's going to happen, but I would like it. I think Matt Cardona's earned. But I still don't understand what they do, because they'll call him Zack Ryder.
Well, the interesting thing is, though, he has made it very clear about that, hasn't he? Saying Zack Ryder's dead. Like, the part of the deal, by the sounds of it, will be that he'd be back as Matt Cardona.
Which is maybe the stumbling block, because WWE are kind of sticklers for that. It's very rare that you get someone who's gone away.
But I wonder if he's now a big enough deal that he can get away with that.
Maybe. I'd like to see him.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's definitely something you could do there with Cody. We spoke about him in the news. Andrade.
The Rumble might be a waste. I don't think people will be shocked enough for it to be a Rumble surprise, you know. It'd be surprising. I just don't think it'd be surprising enough for the Rumble, you know.
Okay. I could see it, to be fair.
Can you see his music hitting and everyone going, wait, who's that one again?
Oh yeah, he's not got like a super instantly recognizable music, so in that sense. But that's what the Tron's for, isn't it? If it's like,
he just puts the name up. Wow,
Andrade, wow. So I could see it, to be fair, but at the same time, I can see why they would want to hold off. But I just hope they don't do something stupid like we were saying, where it's like LWO getting beat down. It's like Andrade comes out. It's like, for fuck's sake.
Yay!
So let's hope they don't go that route. But yeah, seems to be bound anyway. So could be.
Dun, 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 dun. I mean, you can never argue with it. Like music,
Brock season,
music hits, crowd pops. It's just happens,
Brock season. He's always
coming
around
out of hibernation.
Well, yeah, basically in those fucking Minnesota mountains
he's
somewhere.
He's finished chopping trees. Now he's here to chop some wrestlers.
Oh yeah. Is he coming back for the Rumble?
Probably. That feels very logical, doesn't it? Especially like, can you imagine? Like you get to a point like Cody clears the ring somehow, overcomes all the adversity in Cody's life, and manages to clear the ring, and then suddenly you get, and you're like, oh no, that was me doing Brock's music. It didn't sound like it. It sounded more like that noise on Family Feud. I don't know what I was going for, but you know.
Yeah, I'd like it if he recreated the thing with Austin when Brett's music hits the Rumble and he's just like, fuck. Like, if Cody does that for Brock, that could work.
It'd be overproduced though, so Cody would do that, and then
start ripping his hair out, set himself on fire.
Dye his hair black and come back a minute later. I'm Dark Cody now. It's like, yeah, we did this in AEW.
I forgot all about that. Jesus.
I wonder why it didn't work in AEW for him. Anyway, sorry.
He's going to join the Judgment Day, and he'll be like, that worked when I did that one time. But this could work if, I like your idea. So he gets in the ring with Cody, and those two are beating each other up, whatever. But it's Gunther who eliminates him. Set up Gunther and Brock.
Nice. That'd be a great match.
Brock is the IC champion, maybe?
I don't think he necessarily needs to be, though.
Yeah, maybe not.
You could have that match after the belt. Or you could have him cost Gunther the belt even, and then you move into a match between them two, because then it's a feud. It's a blood feud.
Yeah. But if there's anyone that Brock can put over that would legitimize somebody, it's Gunther, isn't it? Like,
I agree.
Yeah, so that could work. If you smile, he was there.
He was. I just don't want him to enter the Rumble, especially when you've already got Punk and Cody in it.
So we were chatting before, weren't we?
Imagine Cody trying to finish the story, and then he's there like number 29, and then 30 hits, and it's the Rock's music, and he just throws Cody out.
Yeah.
In fact, I kind of want it. Just like, for how pissed off everyone would be with that.
The fans would be fuming. So like, it seems like it's happening. We don't know how he's getting there. So is it just going to be he comes out and challenges Roman for the
WrestleMania's for you?
Chamber?
Drive down it.
Does he win the Rumble and then goes, I'm not going to challenge at WrestleMania. I'm challenging at the Chamber. Do we get Rock and Roman at WrestleMania and it's the big build for a couple of months? What happens to Cody? What happens to Punk? You bring CM Punk back after 10 years and he doesn't win the Rumble? How's he facing Seth Rollins?
He couldn't win the goddamn Rumble. This is the annoying thing though with Royal Rumbles, because Punk could easily just have walked in and gone, I want a title match with that guy, and they'd have gone, yeah, sure. Like, there's no rules to this.
No.
You know, I get it. It guarantees it. But the Rumble should be about people who wouldn't normally be in the title scene getting that shot, shouldn't it?
Yeah. But then it becomes a less star-studded event, doesn't it? If it's just
well, you need the stars in there and they can make use of it. Don't get me wrong. But my point being, Punk having to win the Rumble to face Rollins doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because he could have just come in and gone, I want to face Rollins.
Yeah. So
and then, what's his name? Scrap Daddy would have just been like, yeah, sure.
Scrap Daddy. So I personally don't think we get The Rock at the Rumble this year.
Okay.
And only because we thought we were going to get him last year and it didn't happen. So we're not getting The Rock this year. If he turns up, I'll be pleasant.
Do you think they're going to tease it or Rumble?
Maybe. But like they did that last year and it fucking just ruined it, didn't they? Right? So I hope they don't. But I don't think we're going to get Rock at the Rumble. I do think we are going to see something with him and Roman at some points, obviously. But not the Rumble. My picks, let's see if you agree with me on this. The final two.
I could see that.
Yeah. Unless my biggest fear for this Rumble is Shinsuke Nakamura eliminates Cody.
Are they really going to decide that Shinsuke is like a big enough deal for this?
Well, they've got a few going on at the minute. They've just had a street fight on Raw. Shinsuke's been stalking him for ages.
Did anything explode? Did he bleed? I feel like Cody would have produced that a lot.
To be fair. But could you imagine if it's fucking Shinsuke that eliminates Cody and it's like, oh, he's not good? Because Cody needs...
And then they give him a mic for some reason.
Cody needs adversity, right? That's the big thing, isn't it? He's had a whole fucking year of trying to finish the story now and everyone's getting in his way. How much more adversity do you give someone that he doesn't win the Rumble again? Because he's been thrown out and then he has to make his way through the chamber or he has to do something, final chance.
Did him and Shinsuke have a history from the Indies or something?
No. He's just probably gone, I want to work with Shinsuke.
They're just making it like a thing when I feel like it's not a thing.
Yeah, it's not a thing. Shinsuke basically targets Cody and then they've got a few going on. So we could have something like that. I'm not too sure. CM Punk, as you said, should he win the Rumble? It feels like...
I don't think he's in it now. So yeah, probably. To be honest, he probably should. I just feel like, well, it's kind of a waste of a Rumble because he could have just asked for the match and got it anyway. Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's go on to the last slide. I think Punk's winning, right?
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I don't think we're getting Cody winning it 2 years in a row. So whether it's either going to come down...
It's a low-key fuck you from WWE, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
To sign him and have him win the Rumble.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It is, isn't it?
It is. So it's fascinating, really, because Cody's not going to win. So then he needs to finish the story. You would think at WrestleMania, that's what the whole thing they've been building to for a year. So he's going to have to win the chamber then, I guess, to get his shot. And he's going to still pick Roman. Not going to do so. If he wins, he's going to pick Seth. So then that would set up Cody and Seth, because you'd assume he'd pick the world title to go after. And then Cody wins the chamber to face Roman. They're the two matches. Does that mean you get Rock and Roman at chamber? And the winner of the chamber faces the winner of Rock and Roman at WrestleMania? Is that how they do it?
That would be a tidy.
I don't know how you get Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania. That's the hardest one to figure out for me.
Yeah.
People seem like that's what's happening.
But I don't think it should be the case.
No, I can't.
I think WWE need to ignore the fans like they used to in the back in the day, remember?
Oh, yeah.
And just book it how it should be booked, because I don't think it's a Mania match. It could be. It's worthy of being a Mania match. But I think we've got stories to tell here, so let's have Rock and Roman in a different pay-per-view and elevate that pay-per-view for fuck's sake.
Fucking have it.
Yeah. Elevate it. Right.
If Ospreay turns up, I'm going to a whole different level.
Yeah. I didn't even sign the contract, whatever. Imagine the fucking, like, he signed with AEW and they look at, oh wait, that's not even his signature. Fuck.
Could you imagine? But no, CM Punk's going to win it. He's going to pick Seth, and that's that WrestleMania match done. And then in terms of Cody, The Rock, Roman situation, not 100% sure, but the one that makes the most sense is Rock and Roman at Chamber, Cody and Roman at WrestleMania.
Punk Rumble. That's what we're thinking. Punk Rumble.
Yes. I don't want it, but I think that's what we're getting.
I don't.
I don't think
you need it.
We're not going to get through.
No.
There you go. Yeah, that be our 2024 Men's Royal Rumble predictions. Let us know what you think in the comments. We'll be back next week with the women's version of this. So much going on in that women's division. AJ Lee, she's going to come back.
It's like going to just be two women talking about the Men's Rumble. Like, we weren't clear about that.
But yeah, who do you go after? Do you go after Io? Do you go after Rhea? You've got the likelihood of AJ Lee coming back. Is Jay Cargill going to debut?
Just random, like, well, she's with
They're
Punk,
married,
so she must be coming back.
So yeah,
I think Chelsea Green's proven that that's not always the case.
Well, exactly. Yeah, they got the whole contract situation with Trinity, the whole stuff going on with Sasha or Mercedes, whatever you want to call her. So loads to unpack and discuss there next week. Alexa Bliss.
Be nice to have her back.
So Liv Morgan.
Be nice to have her back. Is she done in prison? She finished. She served her time. She rehabilitated.
Hard times.
Is she gonna go for like a Dirty Dom kind of gimmick now?
Sorry, I said Liv and Dirty.
Sorry, have a police van turn up to let her out and stuff.
Maybe. Yeah.
I've lost you. I've lost you at Dirty.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Carry on.
So make sure you tune in for that, where we definitely won't be misogynistic in any way, shape, or form.
Nah, never.
And yeah, if you listen to this, make sure you do the downloading and the liking and whatever else to do with podcasts.
It's downloading and the liking.
And if you're watching
the
this,
commenting.
do the subbing and the liking, and we'll catch you on the next one.